Hey guys, welcome back to my Oscar predictions coverage for the 2018 Academy Awards. Apologies in advance for my horsey voice because basically I've had laryngitis all week, which for any YouTuber is like the worst sickness to get because my voice is part of my job and I basically couldn't record for 4 days because my voice was just in too much pain and I was coughing excessively. Anyways, off that now, let's get back into the Oscar prediction stuff. Today's category up for discussion is Best Supporting Actor. Before I go into discussion about this category, I just want to remind everybody that I will be doing a live Twitter feed on Oscar night, March 4th. So if you want to know my full list of predictions on the night, as well as my thoughts and reactions to the winners, be sure to follow me on Twitter and we can have a right laugh together. So if this is your first time watching me, this is how these prediction videos usually go. I'll give you a list of nominees, and then I'll give you my initial thoughts and who I think got snubbed. Then I'll give you the nominees' previous history with the Academy. Then I'm going to say who I want to win and give you some analysis on that. And then I'm going to say who I think will win and give you some analysis as well. So shall we get started? The nominees for the 2018 Best Supporting Actor are Willem Dafoe in The Florida Project, Woody Harrelson in 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, Richard Jenkins for The Shape of Water, Christopher Plummer for All the Money in the World, and Sam Rockwell for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Alright, so my initial thoughts, snubs, and previous Academy Award history. Right, my initial thoughts. I had such a lovely response when I found out the list of nominees for this category because I'm such a big fan of all 5 of these actors. I think I was surprised because I honestly didn't think any 5 of these were guaranteed a nomination. Willem Dafoe was my early favourite, but I was very concerned that The Florida Project would not have been seen by enough people and made enough impact for him to get a nomination. And I was kind of right because The Florida Project has been massively overlooked this year, and the only nomination it got was for Willem Dafoe for Best Supporting Actor. Sam Rockwell has been one of the most underlooked actors in Hollywood, turning in one sensational performance after another and not getting any love in return from the Academy. Even though I still thought he was a safe bet to get a nomination, I still had a little bit of doubt in my mind because of his previous track record. Woody Harrelson is a hero of mine, consistently proving his talent in films like War of the Planet of the Apes, The Edge of 17, and The Glass Castle. But in 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri, Sam Rockwell kind of steals the show. So I thought maybe there's not enough room for 2 actors in the same film to get a nomination in the same category. Christopher Plummer came in as a last-minute replacement for Kevin Spacey in All the Money in the World after Kevin Spacey was accused of sexual misconduct. Christopher Plummer reportedly shot his scenes in 9 days for this film, and with very little prep time, which is an astonishing accomplishment. Given the circumstances, the fact that he's even nominated is a marvel, and no one could have predicted just how much traction he would get for this. And Richard Jenkins is another actor that I've just absolutely loved watching over the years, and I didn't think he would quite make the cut for his performance in The Shape of Water, but I'm still very happy he did. But there were a few actors that didn't quite make it into this category this year, and I was a little bit disappointed by. 2 in particular, and they are Armie Hammer for Call Me By Your Name, as well as Michael Stuhlbarg for Call Me By Your Name. Some people were saying that Armie Hammer would have been better suited for a Best Actor nomination, but in the book Call Me By Your Name, it's told from the point of view of Elio, who's played by Timothée Chalamet. And Oliver, the character that Armie Hammer was playing, was very much a supporting character in the story. So I say he should have been nominated in this category, and I really wanted him to. Sadly, it just wasn't his year, but what Call Me By Your Name has hopefully done for Armie Hammer is shown people that he's more than just a pretty face. He actually can act, and hopefully this will lead to more challenging and versatile roles in the future. And Michael Stuhlbarg delivered one of the most subtly powerful performances of the whole year as Professor Perlman in Call Me By Your Name. A father who has such love for his son, and he had one of the most awesome speeches ever committed to film. It's such a dignified performance which made such an impact, but sadly it didn't quite make the cut this year. But also Michael Stuhlbarg had 3 supporting performances in 3 of the Best Picture nominees this year. The Post, The Shape of Water, and Call Me By Your Name. So what might have happened was that it divided the voters' attention and they didn't know quite where to honour him. But at the same time, it's funny that you can produce such quality and quantity and yet not get any recognition for it. It's a little crazy, isn't it? Would be very interested to know what you guys think, who was better, Armie Hammer or Michael Stuhlbarg in that film. I'm on the side of Armie Hammer, but some people might say Stuhlbarg was better. And there are a few other supporting performances this year that did make some noise but sadly didn't make the cut, and they include Will Poulter for Detroit, Jason Mitchell for Mudbound, Barry Keoghan for The Killing of a Sacred Deer, Mark Rylance in Dunkirk, and Steve Carell for Battle of the Sexes. But much like Best Actress, this is another category that lacks diversity this year. All 5 of the nominees are white and mostly American, except Christopher Plummer, who is Canadian. And fun fact about Christopher Plummer, his nomination for All the Money in the World makes him the oldest person in history to be nominated for an acting category at age 88. So, good for him. But yeah, even with Jason Mitchell in contention for Mudbound, it still is a very homogenous group this year, so that's a bit of a shame. Okay, now let's have a look at the nominees' previous history with the Academy. It's a very interesting selection this year because it is quite varied. Out of the 5 nominees here, 3 of them have 2 previous nominations. Willem Dafoe for Platoon in 1987 and Shadow of the Vampire for 2001. Sadly, no wins. Woody Harrelson's previous nominations come for The People vs. Larry Flynt in 1997 and The Messenger for 2010, and again, sadly, no wins. And Christopher Plummer's previous 2 nominations come for The Last Station in 2010 and Beginners in 2012. And for Beginners, he actually won the Oscar for. And Richard Jenkins previously has been nominated 1 time for The Visitor in 2009. And again, sadly, he hasn't won. And that just leaves Sam Rockwell, and this is his first time being nominated for an Academy Award. But I've always said this is a little bit bonkers because he has turned in such amazing performances in Moon, 7 Psychopaths, and Conviction. And he's only just getting recognition now. So out of the 5 performances this year, I have seen 4 so far. Woody Harrelson and Sam Rockwell in 3 Billboards, Willem Dafoe in The Florida Project, and Richard Jenkins in The Shape of Water. Sadly, I haven't seen Christopher Plummer yet in All the Money in the World, but in regards to where I stand with Christopher Plummer, I don't actually think he is going to win this year. I think his nomination this year was more of a statement nomination to all the other sexual harassers in Hollywood saying, it doesn't matter how powerful you are, you can always be replaced. So yeah, him being here is wonderful for him, but at the same time I think he's coming a little bit too late to be in real consideration. But kudos on him for getting the nomination. Right, so who do I want to win? Well, like I said in my initial thoughts, I was very joyful at this selection of nominees this year for Best Supporting Actor. But if I'm being completely honest, if Armie Hammer had been nominated in this category, I'd be campaigning for him because I just thought he was absolutely wonderful as Oliver in Call Me By Your Name. So yeah, he would have been who I would have wanted to win if he made the cut. I've already said I'm ruling Christopher Plummer out because I haven't actually seen All the Money in the World, and I think he came into the race a little bit too late, and he has previously won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, so I don't think there'll be a need to award him again, unless the Academy wants to get very political. But out of the 4 performances that I have seen, I was honestly impressed with all 4 of them, and I have such love for all of their previous work. But I'm trying to not let my love for their previous work affect my decision because you should really judge them for the work they've done this year and not for the collective body of work. So I'm going to try and not let my feelings of their previous work affect my decision here. So between Willem Dafoe, Woody Harrelson, Sam Rockwell, and Richard Jenkins, the person who I would want to win, I would say in my heart, would be Willem Dafoe for The Florida Project. However, I'm also in extreme admiration for Sam Rockwell in 3 Billboards. When I saw The Florida Project, I was taken aback by Willem Dafoe's performance. His role as Bobby, the kind-hearted and empathetic hotel manager, is one of the best in his entire career. Dafoe was the most experienced member in the entire cast, but here he gives such a beautifully humble and understated performance. He manages to carve a character that is relatable, but varied. He's a bit disgruntled and a disciplinarian in moments, but there's also a protective father figure always present. He really is the soul of this film. And because The Florida Project was massively underlooked this year, it kind of makes me want him to win even more because this film really does deserve some recognition. And yeah, I would say he's very deserving of the Best Supporting Actor this year. But then again, at the same time, Sam Rockwell is also completely deserving of the award this year. I've said this for many years now, but he has deserved recognition for so many other performances, and it's so nice that he's finally gotten a little bit of recognition. And if he does go on to win it this year, I won't be upset. I would be very happy for him. But in my heart, I just want Willem Dafoe to win that teeny tiny bit more. But yeah, if either of them wins, I'm going to be very happy. As for Richard Jenkins and Woody Harrelson, I think they're both splendid actors, but I can't see Woody Harrelson stealing the thunder from Sam Rockwell at this point. And as for Richard Jenkins, I think he was so wonderful in The Shape of Water, but I just don't think that performance compared to the others has made as much noise. People aren't talking about him as much, so yeah, I think his chances are slim. But as always, it comes down to who I think will win, and this year there is a frontrunner, and I think he is going to take it home. The person who I think is going to win the 2018 Best Supporting Actor Oscar will be Sam Rockwell for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Yeah guys, despite Sam Rockwell not having any previous nominations with the Academy, I actually think this plays to his advantage because Sam Rockwell has garnered a reputation as an underlooked and underappreciated actor, and his powerhouse performance in 3 Billboards has made a lot of noise, and this will be finally where he gets his recognition. Plus, we're a fair way into award season now, and he's already racked up the BAFTA, the SAG, and the Golden Globe for Best Supporting Actor for this role. So yeah, he's pretty much the safest bet for this category. But I still do have a little bit of teeny tiny self-doubt lingering in my mind when it comes to Sam Rockwell. Because yes, he has been overlooked for so long, and what if this is a case where he gets overlooked again? If it does happen, I still think it would be Willem Dafoe to come in and snatch the prize away from him. But yeah, is this going to be a case of always the bridesmaid, never the bride for Sam Rockwell? I hope it's not, because he is deserving of it. But yeah, there is still a chance that Willem Dafoe could snatch this away from him. But yeah, at the end of the day, I still think it will be Sam Rockwell who takes it home. So yeah, that's where I'm putting my money. There you have it guys, my prediction for the 2018 Best Supporting Actor Oscar. But what do you think? Who's going to be the one to take it home? Was there someone else that didn't make it into this category that you really wish did? Whatever you think, you can let me know in the comments section below. And remember, if you want to know my full thoughts and predictions for Oscar night March 4th, be sure to add me on Twitter. And if you want to check out my other Oscar prediction videos, they're showing up on the screen right now. And if you want to be alerted to when I do Best Supporting Actress, Best Director, and Best Picture, be sure to click that subscribe button, guys, and hit the bell if you want to get those alerts. Thanks so much for watching, guys. For more things related to movies, TV, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Airfield, and I'll see you next time.